North Carolina. Duke, the tip is just moments away.
There goes McCants backdoor for the duck.
The following is a presentation of Learfield Sports.
Save it, Noel, on the duck follow.
The Tar Heel Sports Network is on the air now. Carolina basketball with Woody Durham and Mick Mixon.
Here they are, two of the nation's oldest and most bitter rivals, Duke and Carolina, meeting for the 214th time. Now for the starting lineups and the play-by-play story. Once again, here's the 32-year voice of the Tar Heels, Woody Durham.
Our starting lineups, as usual, Nick, brought to you by our friends at Geico Direct. And for Mike Krzyzewski's Duke Blue Devils, who come in here today 21-5. They'll be starting a lineup that has three big guys and a couple of guys in the backcourt. He says it's better to refer to these guys as basketball players and not specific position people. One of them will be Sheldon Williams, a 6'9 freshman out of Forest Park, Oklahoma. He'll be joined along the front by Dante Jones, a 6'6 senior from Trenton, New Jersey, and Casey Sanders, a 6'11 senior from Tampa, Florida. And in the backcourt will be J.J. Redick, a 6'4 rookie out of Roanoke, Virginia, and Chris Duhon, a 6'1 junior from Slidell, Louisiana. For Matt Doherty's Tar Heels, 15-14 on the year. Carolina 4-4 in its last 8 games. Carolina will be starting up front today, Will Johnson, who is one of the two seniors in today's starting lineup. Will, of course, is a senior, 6'8 senior from Hickory, North Carolina. He'll be joined along the front by Jawad Williams, a 6'8 sophomore from Cleveland, Ohio, and Rashad McCants, a 6'3 freshman from Asheville, North Carolina, out of Irwin High School. And in the backcourt will be Jonathan Holmes, the 6'1 senior from Bloomington, Indiana, and Raymond Felton, the 6-foot freshman from Latta, South Carolina. Our Geico Direct starting lineups brought to you by Geico Direct, where one 15-minute phone call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico Direct, the sensible alternative. As Mick told you, the 214th meeting between these two old rivals. It all dates back to the first game in January of 1920, which Duke won by the narrow score of 19-18 in Durham. Duke comes in here with 6 wins in a row. They've won 12 of the last 14. They've captured 4 in a row at the Smith Center. Carolina's last win here at home was a 97-73 verdict back on February the 5th, 1998. And, of course, the Tar Heels did pull off a victory in 2001 over in Durham. The Blue Devils are in their black uniforms today with the royal blue and white numerals and trim, while the Tar Heels are in their traditional home white. Mike Wood is our referee today. The umpires are John Clockerty and Ray Natilli. This crowd was on hand early, and a lot of people in their seats well before the game, which is unusual for a late arriving Carolina crowd. Mike Wood steps into the center jump circle, opening tip, controlled by Duke. Slept into the backcourt into Duhan's hands. Duhan will get across the timeline, and Carolina has opened in a zone. It's a 2-3 alignment. Goes over on the wing to Redick, right side. Redick, one dribble. They're looking down low. They get the ball to Sanders, and weak side pass comes to Duhan. Duhan whips it over to Redick on the right side. Down low again to Sheldon Williams. Turns on Jawad Williams. Tried to put up a shot, misfired. Felton out with a rebound for Carolina. Takes it quickly front court on the left side. Pulls up on the wing, gives it to Will Johnson. Johnson backing in, and we get an offensive foul on Will Johnson, called by Mike Wood. Will Johnson whistle for personal number 1. That'll be the first team foul to be called by Carolina, and it brings Matt Doherty, already out of his suit jacket, off the Carolina bench, pleading his case with umpire John Clockerty, who backpedals to the baseline. Duhan right through the center jump circle. Again, Carolina sets up in the 2-3 alignment defensively. Redick on the right wing, back out to Duhan. Over to Jones. Dante Jones drives baseline. Puts up a right-handed shot that's no good. Tapped up, no good. Sanders with a follow, and Sanders' follow left side is good. Casey Sanders makes it 2-0 Duke in the first 1 minute of play. McCants goes to the right wing. Now McCants on the left-handed dribble. Works out near the center jump circle. Gives it to Jawad Williams. Duke in a man-to-man defense. Comes to Johnson. Now to Holmes. Holmes looks off McCants. Wanted to give him the ball. The Duke pressure is there. McCants off to Jawad Williams. Williams driving. Fumbled the ball. Lost it. Recovered. Up the sideline he comes. Now gets it to Felton. Felton jumper. Top of the circle. Good! It's a 2, and it ties the score at 2-all. Felton almost straight away at the top of the key. 2-2, 18:35 to play. Here's Redick with a bomb from the right wing. No good. Holmes runs down the ball. 2-on-2 break. Holmes will take it right side. Pulls up, waits on traffic. Jawad, top of the key. No good. Long rebound captured by Duhan flips it over to Reddick, coming quickly right side, right in front of the Tar Heel bench to the wing. Back out front to Duhan. Duhan with a left-handed dribble, moving left to the key, gives it back to Reddick. He's open for a deep three and gets it. J.J. Reddick had 17 points on 4 of 9 threes in the first game, and he makes it 5-2 in favor of the Blue Devils. Felton off to McCants, well out on the right side against Dante Jones. McCants puts it to the floor, starts to drive, takes it into the lane, lays it up, no basket, whistle, foul on Duke. Mike Wood coming out from underneath off the baseline with the foul call. And that will give Carolina the ball baseline right. Foul was whistled on Dante Jones. It's his first team foul by the Blue Devils. Felton holds it high, gets it midcourt area now to Jonathan Holmes. Holmes works against Reddick. Comes right side, gives it to Felton. Felton against Duhan. Couldn't get inside to Johnson. Now to Holmes. Holmes will come off the left side to Williams. Williams into the lane. 10-foot jump shot, good. 5-4. Jawad Williams with 19 points in the first game. Has his first 2 this afternoon. 17:40 to play first half. Reddick right side. Out front to Duhan. Off to Jones. Long outside shot, no good. They crash the boards for the rebound. Loose ball scooped up by Sanders. Almost tied up. Gets it out to Duhan. Over to Reddick. Here's another bomb. That one's no good. It's run down by Johnson in the right corner. To Felton. Felton pushes the ball right past the scorer's table. Down the left sideline he goes. Back to a trailing Will Johnson. Johnson drops his shoulder. Drives. Feeds it off to Williams. Couldn't get the shot away. Fumbled the ball. The Duke defense and Reddick got there. Now to Holmes at the right wing. Holmes starts back out in the midcourt area. Now Holmes on the drive against Jones. Can't go through. Will circle back out midcourt. Now gets it off to McCants. McCants takes it inside. Stops. And he travels with the play. Ray Natili charges Carolina with its second turnover of the game. 5-4 in favor of Duke. Phil Ford, what do you see early that intrigues you?
Well, I really like how we're taking the ball to the basket, Woody. Against the pressure defense that Duke plays, that's a good idea to do. And we're active in this zone. I think we can really bother Duke. We just have to know exactly where Reddick is.
Holmes is out of the lineup now. Jackie Manuel has come in. Duhan works right side. Starts back top of the key. Drives, bounce pass in the corner to Dante Jones. Carolina crowd thought he walked with it. Flips it down low to Williams. Sheldon Williams faking Jawad Williams. Up for the shot. No good. Ball knocked off to McCants. McCants middle of the floor. 3-on-2 break Carolina. McCants will work now to the left side. Goes to the wing. Keeps the dribble alive. Now to Felton. Felton tries to get inside. The double team is there, so he drops it off to McCants. McCants will come on the right-handed dribble to the middle of the floor. Between the circles, gives it back to Felton. Felton starts to drive, takes it inside, scoops it up. Oh, the glass, and it's good.
Wow.
Raymond Felton on a drive with a scoop shot right side, and Carolina leads 6-5 as David Noel reports to the table. Duhan walks it across the timeline on the left side. Carolina sticking with the zone. Now Duhan straight away, picks up his dribble. Comes to Reddick on the left side. Bounces it inside to Sanders. Gives it back out to Reddick. Pull-up shot. Well, he jumped it back to Williams. Sheldon Williams. Baseline to Duhan. Layup is good. And it's 7-6 in favor of Duke. Chris Duhan on his first basket of the game. He had 12 points to go with his 10 assists in the first meeting between these two old rivals. Felton to Johnson, left wing. Now to Manuel, almost in the corner. Manuel coming up the left side, trying to get into the top of the lane. Out front to McCants. McCants now against Dante Jones, left side. McCants starts to drive, fakes, gives it up to Williams now. Williams against Sanders, drives, pull up from 10 feet. No good, rebounded by Manuel. Manuel started back up, and Sheldon Williams fell on his back. So that'll be personal number 1 on Sheldon Williams, and the second team foul to be called against Duke. And that brings veteran Mike Krzyzewski in his 23rd year at Duke off the Blue Devil bench. And with that, we get a break in the action, and Coach Krzyzewski is working the officials, thinking that there may have been a travel down underneath when Manuel got the foul on Sheldon Williams. 15:24 to play first half. Timeout on the floor. Duke 7, Carolina 6. And this Tar Heel basketball from Learfield Sports.
UPS is the official delivery company of the Tar Heel Sports Network. Brown delivers amazing things for you, no matter what you do in business. And you thought we just delivered packages. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
In Greensboro, the Tar Heel women have fallen behind Virginia 32-27 with less than 7 minutes remaining in the first half of the ACC Women's Basketball Tournament semifinals. And here at the Smith Center, it's a one-point game early on. Mick?
The two winners there, well, one winner's already been determined, Duke, of course. The winner of the Carolina-Virginia game will play for the championship game, and that will be Monday night at 7:30. here the story is that the Tar Heels have deployed a 2-3 zone defense against Duke. The Blue Devils did not appear as if they were expecting it. Duke shooting 3 of 9, 1 of 4 from 3, no turnovers. Carolina shooting 3 of 5, 0 of 1 from 3, and 2 turnovers. Rebounds for Carolina 5 and Duke 3. Coach Ford, my first thought was, when Carolina went to that defense was, well, they're going to play zone while the seniors Johnson and Holmes are out there, and then maybe go back to the man-to-man. But is this something Carolina's going to stick with?
I don't think they'll stick with it because the zone offense is not a very strong defense, but it's effective. I think you have to mix some zone and man in there together.
Felton inbounds, baseline right, got it to Manuel at the wing. Now to Noel, to Williams. Now it goes to Felton. Carolina's got its starting lineup intact now. Felton trying to get inside, got fouled by Shavlik Randolph, who had just come in the game for Carolina. Randolph, the highly touted rookie from out of Raleigh-Broughton, charged with his first. That's the third team foul to be called against Carolina, or against Duke, rather. Carolina will get the ball along the side right in front of the Duke Brain Trust. Felton inbounded the ball to Felton. Felton midcourt area now, trying to get around Randolph, and a block has been called on Randolph. Now that will bring Mike Krzyzewski walking right to the edge of the coach's box to protest. And the fourth team foul on the Blue Devils.
That play's working pretty good. Try to run that again.
McCants to inbound the basketball. Got it to Noel. Noel works left side, drives into the lane, kicked the ball away, intercepted by Reddick. Reddick will get it now to Duhan. Duhan down on the right side. Jump pass. Tried to get it to Ewing, deflected out of bounds, and Mike Wood getting some help from John Clockerty. Clockerty coming over saying it was deflected by Carolina, and Matt Doherty agrees. Matt Doherty saying, that's right, that is the call. So it will be Duke inbounding now, baseline left. Duhan will make the inbounds play for the Blue Devils. 7-6, Duke leads it. Just over 15 minutes to play in the first half. Final game of the regular season. Now to Duhan, down low to Randolph, fumbled the basketball, and a foul has been called on Williams of Carolina. Call for holding Shavlik Randolph. That's number 1 on Jawad Williams, the Cleveland, Ohio sophomore, and the second team foul on Carolina. So once again, Duke goes to the baseline left, inbounds play. Duhan looking, now lobs it out to Reddick. Top of the key. Now he gets it right side. This is Ewing who's come in the lineup now. Ewing working on the right side. The drive, pull-up jumper off the baseline, rimmed out, and then went right back in. So Daniel Ewing has his first basket for Duke, and it's 9-6. The Blue Devil lead is 3. Felton brings it front court on the left side. He'll drop it to Manuel. Manuel whips it to the right wing to Jawad Williams. Crowd down in the corner thought that Randolph pushed Jawad Williams. Here's Williams faking up for the short jumper. Good. 9-8. Williams with his second field goal. And Phil Ford, you like that?
I love those shots.
Duhan works to the left side now against Felton. Bounce pass stolen away by David Noel. And we get a whistle stopping play. And there was a foul called, I believe, down inside. And the foul has been called on Jackie Manuel for the hold. And the foul on Manuel is his first. And that will be the third team foul against Carolina. All the fans, so I don't think they even saw the foul, Mick. I think they saw Noel with the steal going the other way.
That's all I saw.
Duhan will inbound, baseline left. Looking for a cutter, throws it almost over the head of Shavlik Randolph. He made a nice catch of the ball, gets it to Ewing. Ewing out front against McCants on the right side. Tried to go low to Randolph, threw it away. Williams had him pinned down at the baseline. Mike Krzyzewski turning, talking to his former player, Chris Wojciechowski on the Blue Devil bench. Steve Wojciechowski, Chris Collins, seated just next to Wojo. Then Johnny Dawkins. 3 former Duke players on Coach K's staff as Felton brings it front court. Tar Heels trail by 1. Here's Felton against Dante Jones on the drive. Takes it in. Tried to bounce it to Williams. Got it to him. Back outside. Here's McCants open for 3. Too strong. Rebounded Felton. Weak side pass quickly to Williams. He'll back up outside rather than try something too quickly. Now Williams picks up the dribble. Needs some help. Finally got it to Manuel. Manuel baseline. Fall away shot is good. Off the right baseline, Jackie Manuel. 5 points and 5 rebounds in the first game. Makes it 10-9 Carolina. Here's the drive at the other end and a block. The basket counts by Duhan. And Ray Natili calls a block against Carolina. And the block was called on Rashad McCants, and that will be number 1 on the Asheville freshman, and the 4th team foul against Carolina. And Duhan will go to the line trying to convert the 3-point play.
Probably a good call. McCants didn't quite get squared up as he slipped into the lane to try to draw the charge on the acrobatic Duhan.
Duhan, the junior from Slidell, Louisiana, 67% shooter at the line, and he knocks it down. Duke, the fourth best free throw shooting team in the league overall at 70%, just slightly above. 12-10, Blue Devils lead on the three-point play. Felton across the timeline now, and we get a whistle and a blocking foul called on Dante Jones. Or check it, it's on Sean Dockery, who came in the lineup, the freshman out of Chicago, who was taking Felton on the defensive assignment.
Sorry, he was using that high screen to let Felton rub his man off of that, and Duke's fouling and trying to defend it.
5 team fouls against Duke, 4 against Carolina. Felton midcourt air against Dockery, started right, comes back to the left, gives it up to Noel. Now to McCants. McCants almost in the corner, trying to move against Duhan. Got into the lane and winds up scoring from about 8 feet away. Rashad just backed him right down, backed Duhan right down to the basket almost before he scored on the turnaround jump shot. 12-12, score knotted, 13 minutes to play first half. Out front, Ewing on the drive, right side, drops it back to Sheldon Williams. He fumbled the ball but controls it and scores. Williams with his first basket. He had no points, no rebounds, played only 2 minutes in the first game, but his basket just sends Duke ahead by a 14-12 score. Manuel midcourt area. Working left side, gives it up to McCants. McCants looking for Williams. Can he get him the ball? He did. Williams in traffic. Puts it up, no good. They battle for the rebound. Out of there with it comes Ewing. Ewing being chased as he crosses the timeline left side, goes back to the right, drives down the middle, feeds Williams, and Williams gets the dunk off the right baseline. Sheldon Williams with his second basket, and it's 16-12. The Duke lead is 4. Ball inbounded with moderate pressure in the backcourt now by Dockery, and it will be Felton to work at front court. Duke knows that Felton plays about 35 minutes a game, so they're trying to make it tough on him here in the early going. Jawad Williams for 3 from the left wing. Williams now with 7 for Carolina, and it's 16-15. The Duke lead sliced to 1. 12 minutes to play, first half from Chapel Hill. Dockery, right side, gives it up to Dante Jones. Jones works into the top of the key, picks up his dribble. The bounce pass out front to Ewing. Ewing working now right side. McCants trying to stay with him. Looking down low, comes up top now. Here's Dante Jones. Here's the jump shot. No good. It was an air ball recovered by Manuel. Manuel coming out of there on his own dribble. Puts it over to Felton. Felton across the timeline, works left to the key, now gives it to McCants. McCants starts to drive, and a reach-in foul called on the Blue Devils. So that will be team foul number 6 against Duke. And we've got a break in the action. 11:31 to play first half. Crowd coming to its feet at the Smith Center. It's Duke 16, Carolina 15. And you're listening to Carolina Basketball.
The score is 16-15. Duke leads Carolina. Blue Devils shooting 7 of 14. Carolina 7 of 11. A couple of quick observations. We'll bring Phil in here. The Blue Devils are trying to go inside to Sheldon Williams. And why not? Sheldon 6'9", about 240. And the Tar Heels don't have any answer for that if Sheldon can get set up and get the ball. But Sheldon's got to be careful because he's in that lane. I thought the last Duke trip, Williams was in the lane for many more than 3 seconds. He was in the lane for about 10 seconds. So I'm sure Matt Doherty will mention that to the officials. The other thing, Phil Ford, is the lost art in college basketball, the mid-range jump shot, the pull-up jump shot, and that's becoming a real headliner in Jawad Williams' resume.
He's so fantastic at that too, Mick. I mean, he can put the ball on the floor from behind the arc, take a couple dribbles and get in the paint their area, and he's really deadly with that. That's a great shot. You notice we've got Duke. They have 16 fouls. We've taken 3 3-point shots. Feel good about the game. I mean, if we keep playing like this, it's going to be a very exciting basketball game. We're going to have to rebound, but the way we're going to have to stop Sheldon is you don't let him get too low to post up. And what you have to do is start bumping him once he starts coming down the court up around the free throw line and make it hard for him to get low position. If he gets the ball halfway up the lane, congratulations. He can have all those jump hooks he wants.
Carolina inbounding baseline left. High lob pass out in the midcourt area to Noel from Felton. Carolina down 1 with the ball. Noel puts the ball to the floor against Williams. Now starts a drive. Tried to go back door to Manuel. Ball stolen by Duhan. Here come the Blue Devils now racing down the left side. Duhan in the corner to Dockery on the left. He'll take it into the lane. Now dumps it back out to Ewing. Here comes Ewing. He lost the basketball, and it's recovered by McCants. Here goes McCants the other way. Now McCants will give it off to Noel. Right back to McCants for the dunk. Really, the give and go. And McCants with his second field goal sends Carolina back on top, 17-16. 11 minutes to play first half in Chapel Hill. Dockery gets the ball front court for Duke. Over now to Duhan, takes it in the lane, dropped it back to Sheldon Williams, and he gets an easy layup off the right baseline. Sheldon Williams with his third field goal, 18-17. Duke goes back on top by 1. 10:35 left to play first half. McCants over to Noel. Noel looking inside. He started to drive. Ball knocked away. Noel scoops it up. He's at the baseline. Gives it to Manuel coming down the lane, and he scores left side. Jackie Manuel with his second field goal. Carolina retakes the lead, 19-18, and a double dribble.
Williams pushed Jawad Williams down, and that might not have been the call, Woody, but it could have been.
Well, it was off the ball, and John Clockerty got to the front of the scorer's table and was showing the double dribble, but there is no foul on the board being charged to Sheldon Williams. So Carolina's going to get the ball out of bounds. The Duke foul situation remains the same. 16 fouls, 10-15 left to play first half. Noel in the corner to McCants, left side. McCants drives into the lane, feeds weak side to Noel. Here's his jumper. No good. Long rebound captured by Jones for Duke. Off to Duhan. Duhan, quick pass, breaking layup. Good. Reverse layup was good by Sean Dockery for Duke. And the Chicago freshman has his first basket, and it's 20-19 in favor of Duke. Felton on the left side, in between the circles now. Spins away, gets into the lane, puts up an off-balance shot. That is good.
Wow.
Felton got the roll off the front of the rim for his third field goal and a 21-20 Carolina lead.
Both offenses are getting better shots against each defense.
Dockery works through the center jump circle, tries to spin away from Felton, wants to give Felton a dose of his own medicine. Dante Jones, top of the key. Jones works left side. The bounce pass coming now to Duhan. Dumped it down low to Williams. Williams into the lane. Forces up the shot. No basket. Whistle and a foul called on Carolina. And the foul is called on... Well, I couldn't tell what John Clockerty, whether he was calling it on Williams or not. It looked like he was flashing a double down foul on Raymond Felton for his first and the fifth team foul. And Sheldon Williams will go to the line. Williams, the Oklahoma Player of the Year in 2001, two-time defensive player, a 62% free throw shooter. He's made 7 of 11 in his last 2.
Duke's shot chart look pretty incredible right now. They're getting shots from point-blank range.
Free throw is good by Williams. He's got 7 for Duke. He'll have another one coming.
Jawad was doing a good job then of making it pretty tough for Sheldon Williams to get pretty low on the low block. That one foul that Mick and I thought was a foul, Sheldon was trying to get to the low block and just ran completely over Jawad. But if we keep him off just getting too low, I think we'll be okay. Just don't foul him. Make him make those shots.
Williams' next free throw is good, too. He's got 8. In the last 6 games, he's averaging nearly 12 points, 9.5 rebounds a game. And since he came on and seemed to just burst on the scene at the game in Charlottesville, Virginia, Mike Krzyzewski said he just had not shown that level of consistency during the year. But the biggest thing about him was he concentrated the entire time on defense. As he learned to concentrate on defense, the rest of his game got better. Carolina with the ball now, down 1. Melvin Scott gives it up to Noel, and a bumping foul on Randolph. Our check at Lee Melchione, who's in the game. Melchione, son of former Duke star Gary Melchione, an all-ACC choice back in the early 70s, charged with his first personal. That's the 7th team foul against Duke. So Carolina's in the bonus with 9:03 to play in the first half.
Well, Rashad McCants is obviously key for the Tar Heels in this game. It just need his offensive firepower, need him fully engaged out there at both ends. He's out of the game now, but he has played fairly well so far.
Noel, who scored 19 points in the first meeting between the two teams on 8 of 14 shooting, makes the first free throw to tie it at 22. He can break it right here, and he does not. A little bit too strong, deflected by Felton, recovered Noel, back to Felton. Felton, top of the key, off to Noel. Here's Melvin Scott for 3.
Yes.
Got it! Melvin Scott with his first basket of the game makes it 25-22 Carolina. Front court, Dockery into the top of the key. Now to Reddick, who's back in the Duke lineup. And a whistle and a foul off the ball called on Byron Sanders, who was in for Carolina. He was holding Casey Sanders, and the foul on Sanders, Byron Sanders, is his first. No relation between those two arch rivals. And so Duhan will inbound baseline right for the Blue Devils. 8:43 to play first half. 25-22 Carolina. Inbounded to Reddick. Reddick getting away from Manuel. Dumps it off now to Dockery. Dockery takes it in the lane. He dumps it off to Casey Sanders, and he gets the slam dunk. Casey Sanders with his second field goal pulls Duke within one, 25-24. Felton across the timeline now, right side. Felton looking for Scott, gets it to him on the bounce pass. Reddick is there. Now Scott moves back to the right side. On the wing it goes to Felton. Whistle and the foul on Dockery. That's number 2 on Dockery. The call made by Mike Wood. That's the 18th foul to be called on Duke. There have been 6 whistled on the Tar Heels.
The crowd reacting to Mike Krzyzewski, who's having a one-on-one little meeting over there with John Clockerty. Matt Doherty saying, somebody come talk to me and let me make a few points with the official.
Raymond Felton at the foul line for Carolina. First attempt. No good. Long rebound. Pulled down by Sanders on the right side. Dropped it to Duhan. Duhan brings it front court left side to the wing. Long outside shot over Scott. No good. Rebounded by Sanders. Whistle. And a foul called on Sanders. Casey Sanders whistle for his first. That'll be the 19th foul against Duke. And Mike Krzyzewski, hands on hips. He just turned 56 back on February the 13th. He's taking Dockery out of the lineup. He's kneeling down. Now he's going to hold prayer with Mike Wood, who comes to the wing on the left side. Byron Sanders will go to the line.
Duke's playing a lot of players right now. I think Coach Krzyzewski really wants to keep the pressure and keep the heat up. And he's expecting this to be a long game, so I think he's trying to rest a lot of these guys and play a lot of people so far.
Byron Sanders, the freshman from Gulfport, Mississippi, misses the free throw. Knocked off, recovered Noel. Out to Scott. Here's his three. No good. Noel fighting for the rebound. Noel comes down with another one. Tried to give it in the middle. Ball stolen by Duhan, and we get a whistle and a foul called on Raymond Felton for his contact with Duhan on the steal of the outlet pass.
Boy, David Noel rebounding 2 missed free throws in this game, and then another offensive rebound just now after the Melvin Scott missed jump shot from right over the top of a Duke player, and he did that without fouling.
Sanders is out of the game, and Williams has come back. And Felton goes to the bench with his second personal, and McCants has come back. So Carolina's going to have William, McCants, Noel, Scott, and Manuel on the floor. Duhan at the foul line for the Blue Devils. Free throw good.
Been 16 fouls already in this game. That is unreal. 9 against Duke, 7 by the Tar Heels.
Duhan now with 6 points. He'll have another free throw coming. 67% shooter. And the next one is good as well. That makes it 26-25 in favor of the Blue Devils with 8:03 to play. First half in Chapel Hill. Scott gets it across the timeline, well out on the left side. Now middle of the floor to Manuel. Manuel looking, will go weak side to Jawad Williams. Fake takes it into the key. Here's a fall away from 15 feet. Got the bounce off the back of the rim. Jawad Williams with 9, 27-26 Carolina. 7:45 to go. Now Duhan front court. On the right side, bounces it down to Dante Jones in the corner. Noel is there. Jones trying to get into the lane. Whistle and a foul on Noel. Dante Jones got a step on him, and Noel reached in for his first personal. And that'll be the 18th foul against Carolina. And with that, Ewing returns to the Duke lineup, and Melchione is going out.
At this pace, it'd be about 60 fouls called in this game at this current rate of whistle blowing.
Let's just keep hope we keep getting them called.
Dante Jones, a senior from Trenton, New Jersey, the 13th leading free throw shooter in the league. 74% after knocking in 5 of 5 on Thursday night in the win over Florida State. But he can't get this one to go. 3 Tar Heels there battling for it. McCants comes up with it for Carolina. McCants gets it across the line, well out on the left side. Now starts to drive, takes it right down the lane, pull up from 10 feet. Way off the glass is good.
Great shot.
Rashad McCants now with 6. 29-26, Carolina by 3. Duhan well out on the left side. Top of the key now to Reddick. Melvin Scott is there. Reddick gets to the foul line. Slapped away by Scott. Recovered Reddick. Reddick drops it off to Ewing. Ewing will bring it outside. Knocks McCants down. Whistle. Offensive foul on Ewing. Number 2 on him, and that's the 10th team foul on Duke with 7:01 to play first half. Timeout on the floor, and McCants has become the cheerleader in front of the scorer's table. 7:01 to go, first half. Carolina 29, Duke 26. This Tar Heel basketball from Learfield Sports.
It's 7 p.m. for prime time in the ACC on these same stations. The Pac-Man, Mark Packer, will bring you all the latest happenings in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
Here's the situation. It is 29-26, Carolina. 7:01 to play, first half. Our halftime guest will be David Thornton, former Carolina football player, now with the Indianapolis Colts. The biggest single story in this game so far, tactically, has been rebounding. Carolina is rebounding with the Blue Devils. Rebounds are Carolina 12 and Duke 6. The Tar Heels have 5 offensive boards to 2 for the Blue Devils. But the concerning thing, Coach Ford, is, again, Duke's shot chart, as when the Blue Devils have gotten shots and they're shooting 10 of 18, the reason they're shooting a high percentage is because they're getting the ball into Boardwalk and Park Place, that prime real estate right in front of the basket.
But, I don't think that's the end of the world. I mean, if you're going to get beat, you got to take it in there to Casey Sanders. And if Casey Sanders is a couple of steps off the low block and if he's scoring, let's just be happy we aren't in Las Vegas. I'd rather for him to be taking those shots right there than J.J. Redick pulling from 3 or Daniel Ewing pulling from 3. I like our choices there. And Jawad and Byron have just got to do a good job of not letting those guys get down and get too deep in there. We keep rebounding the basketball, keep playing with patience. I think the game is a little too fast right now. Maybe a little zone defensively to slow the thing down. It's too many points.
Scott gets it across the timeline for Carolina. Well out on the right side, middle of the floor, now to McCants. McCants comes to against Duhan, comes to Noel, now to Manuel. Manuel trying to get free against Redick. Back to Scott now out front to Noel. Jump shot, no good. Lone rebound down underneath by Jones. He clears it to Duhan on the run down the right side past the scorer's table. Pulls up, looks down low, gets it to Williams. Turns on Jawad Williams, puts up the shot, no good. McCants with a rebound. Long outlet to Melvin Scott. Runs it down in the left corner. Now Scott will bring it back up the sideline right in front of the Duke bench on the left side. Scott will whip a pass up top now to Noel. Comes right wing to Manuel. In the corner to McCants. McCants takes it into the lane now against Duhan, backing in, fakes up for the shot, no good, off the glass. He was off balance, took the shot against Williams, was trying to draw the foul and couldn't do it. 29-26, Carolina. Duhan nearly ran off and left the dribble in the midcourt area. Whips it over to Dockery now, well out on the right side. Dockery starts to his left side against Scott. Now comes the pass into the low post to Sheldon Williams, and Williams hooks it up, no good, rebounded by Melvin Scott. And Jawad Williams and Sheldon Williams get tied up at the other end. They're just now getting back to the fray. Here's Melvin Scott on the drive, fall away whistle, offensive foul, Melvin Scott, called by Ray Natili.
A little out of control. Duke does a great job getting up on the dribbler and anticipating the crossover dribble. If you got the ball against Duke and you're going to change hands with your dribble, you got to be very, very careful or else they can deflect it.
6 Carolina turnovers now. There have been 4 by the Blue Devils. 29-26, Carolina holding on to that 3-point lead at the 5:46 mark. Duhan inbounds the ball now to Dockery. Dockery will bring the ball front court on the left-handed dribble. Raymond Felton's back in the lineup now for the Tar Heels. Bounce pass to Redick. Redick against Manuel, trying to get into the lane. Stop. Bounce pass, got away, out of bounds. And John Clockert, said deflected by Carolina, and it'll belong to Duke, baseline right. Ray Natili working the baseline, needed some help on the call. Now Dockery's going to move down to make the inbounds play for the Blue Devils, who are in their dark blue or black uniforms today with a royal blue trim. Here's Redick, the catch, the jump shot, good. Boy, he just skipped it in. If you're not right up on him when he makes the catch, if he gets an open look, that's only his second field goal of the game for 6 points. Score tied at 29 all. Felton, top of the foul circle. Now over to Noel on the left side. He'll push it to Manuel. Manuel looking down low, tried to get it to Williams, threw it over his head. Turnover by the Tar Heels. Here comes Duke the other way with a chance to grab the lead. Dockery into the top of the key. Turns, comes right back inside. Tried to get it to Horvath. Ball knocked away out of bounds. Went out off Nick Horvath just in the ball game for the Blue Devils. The 6'10 junior from out of Shoreview, Minnesota. 5:04 to play in the first half. Matt Doherty giving offensive instructions from his crouch position right in front of the Tar Heel bench. Felton left side now for the Tar Heels. Starts back to the middle of the floor, now spins, goes left, down low to McCants. McCants turning, turnaround jump shot, good. Got the bounce off the back of the rim. McCants with 4, he had only 2 in the first meeting on 1 of 8 shooting. That's 4 field goals for 8 points. 31-29 Carolina. Left side to Jones. trying to drive on Noel. And a whistle and a foul on Noel for the block. Foul on Noel is his second, and that will be the 10th team foul against Carolina. There were 41 fouls called in the first meeting between these two teams back on February 5th in Durham. We've still got just under 5 minutes to play in the first half. We've already had 20 called in this game.
I don't know about you guys, but most of the whistles that have blown today look like fouls. I mean, I think it's just that kind of game where both teams are fired up and intense and trying to contest everything.
Dante Jones without a field goal thus far in the game, actually without a point, gets his first point of the game. He missed a free throw earlier in the half. Jones for the Blue Devils, shooting 0 for 2 from the field.
It looks like Duke's, what they're trying to do now is when they don't get the ball inside on the pass, they're just going to put their head down and go to the bucket and hope a foul is called.
Jones drains both his free throws to make it 31-31. 4:35 to play. Felton will bring it front court now for the Tar Heels against Dockery on the left side. Noel stationed out at the high post. Here comes Felton by him using the ball screen. Now Felton top the key. The lob pass down inside to McCants. Faking underneath. Reverse layup is good. There was contact there by Sheldon Williams, but no foul to stop McCants' fifth field goal of the game. 33-31 Carolina. Duke works at front court. Dockery middle of the floor against Felton. Coming left side. Hands it off to Duhan. Duhan gives it right back to Dockery. Back to Duhan. They dump it down low to Williams. Turning into the lane. Up for the shot, and he scores to tie it at 33 all. Sheldon Williams with 10. Just under 4 minutes to play. Now Felton getting some instructions from Matt Doherty as he goes by the Carolina bench. Meanwhile, Mike Krzyzewski up talking to his defense at the other end. Here goes McCants on the backdoor cut. Right down the middle of the lane. And he scores to make 35-33. McCants with 12 in the first half on 6 of 8 shooting. 3.5 minutes to play now. Dockery in the middle of the floor, got it from Duhan. Carolina's gone back to the zone. Matching up out of the zone. Duhan on the wing to Riddick. Jumper from out of the corner. Good for 3. J.J. Riddick for his third three-pointer, and it's 36-35 in favor of Duke. Phil Ford was agonizing when you saw where he caught it, weren't you?
Wide open.
3:10 to play in the half. Here's Felton, top of the key. Now gives it off to Manuel. Manuel puts it to the floor against Riddick, trying to get inside. Riddick knocked down, but Manuel goes all the way to the basket. Fingertip roll. Scores on his third field goal. 37-36 Carolina. Under 3 minutes to play in the half. Right through the center jump circle comes Dockery. Out for the Duhan. Right back to Dockery. Dockery will give it back to Duhan. To Riddick. Riddick with a jump shot before Manuel can get there off the... So good. Recovered. Hand on it, slapped it over the baseline. It'll be Duke's basketball, but right now we've got a timeout on the floor. 2:41 remaining to be played, first half in Chapel Hill. Carolina 37, Duke 36. And you're listening to Carolina basketball.
Games are like snowflakes or fingerprints. Every one is different. The swirls and the patterns of this game right now are that the officials are trying to call it close, trying to get control of the game, and the offenses have been beating the defenses. Listen to these shooting percentages. The Tar Heels are shooting 17 of 25, been getting great shots, 68%. The Tar Heels have not been dependent on the three. Been taking them when they're there, but trying to get the ball inside to the cutters, and it's worked. 68% again, Tar Heels shooting, and then the three-point shooting is 2 of 7. Duke shooting 13 of 25, 52%, 3 of 9 from three-point range, and Woody turnovers are Carolina 7 and Duke 5.
Well, you remember in that first game in Durham, Carolina shot 62% to Duke's 42% in forging that 5-point lead. Well, the fans here at the Smith Center today, last game of the regular season, once again enjoyed those delicious Beefmaster Franks. Beefmaster and Beefmaster fat-free Franks, they are indeed the Steak Eaters Frank. 2:41 to play, first half. Carolina 37, Duke 36. Mick, you've got some Carolina NFL alumni coming to visit at halftime.
David Thornton of the Indianapolis Colts. What a story he is as he goes from being a drum major in the high school band to the National Football League, and he did it mostly through hard work.
And former NFL head coach Sam Weich is in the crowd today watching this battle between these two arch rivals. Dante Jones, long three, no good. Ball tapped up, They battle for it. Sanders is out there with it. The outlet to Williams on the left side. Williams coming down against Reddick. Will pull up. Give it now to McCants. Now Felton trying to get it. Boy, they're really trying to face guard Felton. Dockery is. Here's McCants on the drive. Takes it all the way into the lane. Faking up for the shot. Score! Beautiful. McCants with 14 in the first half. On 7 of 9 shooting. 39-36. Carolina again by 3. Tar Heels have held that lead several times this afternoon. Here's Reddick. Left side, takes it into the lane. Dumps it off to Dante Jones. His jumper no good. Long rebound, recovered Jones. And a travel called on Jones just before he flattened Raymond Felton. So that will turn the ball over to the Tar Heels at the baseline with 2 minutes left in the half. And Mike Krzyzewski apparently taking a 30-second timeout. Matt Doherty is greeting the Tar Heels in the huddle with a big smile on his face, and that's to do nothing more than to build the confidence of this young team and the job it's doing against the Blue Devils.
A lot of times, Woody, Coach Ford will talk about how the back door is a great thing to do against an overplaying defense. Rashad McCants has done sort of a one-man back door at times. He sensed that his man is getting up on him, trying to maybe shade him to one side or another, doesn't respect him as a driver, so he uses that man's defensive leaning against him to go back door, and Phil, it's like the old Rashad is back now.
Well, as I said before at the top of the broadcast, the way Duke plays is right into our hands with the way that we can drive the ball and take the ball to the basket, and we're taking great shots today. I mean, I think we're getting the ball in positions that we're going to make most of the shots that we take. One thing, though, I think we're going to have to get back defensively. They've scored a little too much in transition defense, but I think that's something that we can probably fix at halftime.
Williams inbounds the ball to Felton. Felton across the timeline, right in front of the scorer's table, works down the left sideline against Dockery. Got a ball screen from Sanders. Here's Felton for 3. Oh, misfired badly off the glass. Loose basketball, tapped outside, picked up Williams, a 10-footer. No good. Long rebound this time goes to Duke. Dockery's out of there with it. Dockery on the run, right side against Manuel. Behind the back dribble, feeds Duhan. Here's Jones coming baseline, left side. Got into the lane, scooped up a shot, no good. They battle for the rebound, and down with it comes Manuel. Look for the quick outlet, got it to Felton. Felton front court on the left side. Felton takes it all the way into the lane, spins away, dropped it to Byron Sanders. Felton now gets it right back against Reddick. Trying to move inside, can't do it. Off it goes to McCants. McCants works baseline, left side. Now he'll drop it to Williams. Williams backing in, turns off to Sanders. He drops it down to McCants. McCants reverse layup, no basket. Whistle, foul. Ball movement doesn't get much better than that, Phil Ford.
Take it every night. Every night.
39-36, and the Blue Devil foul was called on Chris Duhan. It'll be his first, and to the line will go Jackie Manuel for the first time today. 1:10 remaining in the half. Manuel's free throw is up. No good. He'll have another shot coming. The Tar Heels at the line, only 1 of 5 in the first half. Meanwhile, Duke 7 of 8. Felton, not wanting to risk a third foul, is going to the bench here along with McCants. Scott and Johnson are in. Manuel has another shot coming. Ready on this one, and it's perfect. He's got 7. 40-36, a 4-point lead. Carolina looks like it's dropping back into the zone, and that's right. That back line has come well out, though, almost to the bottom of the foul circle. Reddick, left side. Reddick, top of the key. Inside, stolen away to Sanders, to Scott. Now Scott coming down on the right. Pull-up jump shot. No good. Tapped up, no good. Tapped up again, no good. Tapped again. Loose basketball recovered by the Blue Devils. Dockery came out of there with it. 40-36, Dockery quickly front court. Tried to go front court, lost the ball, tapped it off as he was falling down to Duhan. It goes to Reddick. Back to Duhan now with 38 seconds remaining. Now to Reddick. He's open for a 3. No good. Ball bounded high. Recovered by Sanders. Got it to Jawad Williams. We had a whistle on the play. Mike Wood said the ball went over the top of the backboard, so it would have been an automatic out-of-bounds play. Felton, McCants, Noel, all getting back in for Carolina. Sanders, Johnson go to the sideline, along with Melvin Scott. 33.1 seconds remain in the first half. Shot clock is off. Williams will inbound the basketball. Matt Doherty a step out on the floor, making sure that Williams and Felton have got to play. They relay the offense to their teammates. Felton through the center jump circle. Now out in the midcourt area as Carolina spreads it out. Felton in the midcourt area, keeps the dribble alive. Now Felton will go on him to the left side. Comes back out. Clock is down to 15. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Here's Felton again. Felton on the drive. Felton takes it inside, scoops it up. It goes. Clock has 3, 2, 1. Here's Reddick from the backcourt. It's way short. And the teams head to the dressing room on Felton's 4th field goal of the game. And on our Blue Point scoreboard, it's Carolina 42, Duke 36. The Tar Heels leading at the half for the second time this year against Duke. But remember, we've still got a long way to go in the final 20 minutes of this game. Point lead inbound into basketball. Williams hands it off to Felton coming to his left in the midcourt area. Now tried to bounce it back to McCants, stolen away by Jones. Dante on the drive, and it's 42-38. Dante Jones gets his first basket of the game after going 0 for 5 in the first half. Now Felton gets it across the timeline now. Again, works to the left wing. They've got a double team there, but Felton dribbles out of it to the top of the key. Now comes to Williams on the left wing. Williams looking right in on Sanders, goes to the baseline. Short jumper from off the baseline, no good. Williams recovered, but put up a short shot that never really got up around the rim. And here come the Blue Devils now with a chance to maybe get within 2, possibly 1. Reddick outside, right wing to Jones. Jones on the drive against McCants, down off the glass, and it's 42-40. Just like that, Dante Jones has started looking for his shot now. He's got 4, and it's a 2-point Carolina lead in the first minute of the second half. Carolina moves the ball around the perimeter of the Duke defense. Felton gives it up to Williams. Now Williams faking Sanders, gives it to McCants. Now it comes to Manuel in the corner, left side, dropped it back to Manuel. Manuel goes baseline, shovels it right back to Noel. Noel takes it in the lane, lost the ball, recovered by Sanders off to Duhan. Duke with a chance to tie. The Tar Heels not handling the ball very well here at the outset of the second half. Down low, backing in, spinning away from Noel. A slam dunk by Sheldon Williams, left baseline, and just like that, the score is tied. 42-all in the first 90 seconds of the second half. Felton works left side, gets back to the top of the key. Fakes the backdoor pass, goes to McCants, works baseline, he's in traffic, up for the shot, and he scores. Somehow came out of the triple team. He's now 8 of 10 in the ball game for 16 points. 44-42 Carolina. Duke gets it across the timeline now. Dante Jones, the bounce pass away to Williams. He has Noel on him. Brings it to the top of the key, breaks his dribble, hands it off to Duhan. Now it's off to Reddick. Long outside shots, no good. Bounced over the top of the board, and Felton saved it. Bounced it to Williams, gets it right back. Hustles front court, left side. Felton off to Williams. Here's Williams, top of the key. No good. They battle for the rebound. Ball out of bounds, saved at the baseline by Sanders. He got it to Williams. Now they flip it ahead to Duhan on the left side. Duhan wanted to give it back to Williams in the middle, couldn't. Here's Reddick trying to drive. Ball knocked away out of bounds by Manuel. It will belong to Duke.
Pretty interesting what Duke has done defensively now. They've kind of taken off some of the heat. I think Coach Krzyzewski is really worried about how we were driving around them in the first half.
Duhan inbounded the ball now to Williams along the left side. Brings it up the sideline, one dribble. Noel closes in on him. He needs some help. Finally, Duhan has to come get it. Here's a long 3 from the wing. No good. They battle for the rebound, and Noel was there to box out Williams. Off to Felton. Felton coming front court, 44-42 Carolina. Here's Felton, off to Noel. Noel with a lob inside, and a hold has been called on Casey Sanders. That's number 2 on the Tampa, Florida senior. First team foul of the second half to be whistled against Duke. Carolina's going to get the ball out of bounds, baseline underneath its own goal.
With the defense back in like that, now's the time that we can really run some of our plays and set some screens and things of that sort.
Felton inbounding right side to Noel. Off to comes to Williams, now to Felton. Down underneath to Noel, and he scores before Williams could get there. You were saying, Phil?
That's such.
Felton now with 10. Duke with the basketball. Carolina with a 4-point lead, 46-42. Dante Jones from the right wing. No good. Noel with a rebound. Off it goes to Felton. Felton pushes the ball front court, left side for the Tar Heels. Looks down inside. Bounce pass to Manuel. Back out to Noel. Open top of the key. Got it. 49-42. It's a 7-point Duke lead as Carolina now seems to have settled down after that Duke burst at the outset of the second half.
I think it just took them a little time to recognize how Duke was playing them defensively. With a little more experience, I think Raymond will be able to pick stuff up like that a little faster.
16-15, Sheldon Williams to the baseline, misses the shot. Casey Sanders with a rebound and a stick back and a whistle and a foul against Carolina. Mike Wood coming off the baseline with the foul call. The basket is going to count by Casey Sanders, and it will be his third field goal of the game, and he'll go to the line with a chance for the three-point play. And the foul is on David Noel, and that's number 3 in the first on the team in the second half.
Well, Coach Ford is absolutely right. It was no surprise that he is, of course, but, just to piggyback on what he said, when Duke began the game, their first couple defensive possessions of the second half, or defensive exchanges rather, you almost had to look twice to make sure it wasn't a zone defense. So they're stationing themselves between their man in the basket and not their man in the ball.
Casey Sanders, it wouldn't go. Rebounded by Shavlik. Randolph, he puts it up, blocked from behind. They battle for the ball, loose ball. Carolina trying to come out of there with it. Felton does. Felton got out of traffic with the basketball. Felton coming front court. Got by Dante Jones, dropped it off to Byron Sanders, and he started up for it, and Carolina thought he was probably going to dunk it, but he didn't. He went up too weakly with it. Duke blocked it, goes the other way. Reddick in the right corner. Reddick takes it into the lane. Tried to drop it off to Randolph, and it gets deflected out of bounds off Carolina. So it will belong to Duke underneath its own goal, but right now we've got a break in the action. 15:46 to play in the ball game. And Carolina's got a 5-point lead, 49-44. Inbound off the end line, got it in the corner now to Ewing. Ewing works up the sideline. Daniel Ewing now against McCants, off to the cutting Duhan in the lane. Beats it back out. The jump shot is no good. Long rebound. Duhan had it, got it to Reddick. Manuel is right there on him. That comes right wing to Jones. They tried to set a ball screen for him. Randolph did. Here's Jones. Jump shot off the baseline is good. 49-46. Dante Jones, 0 for 5 in the first half, has got 6 points here in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half. Carolina with the ball now. Williams to McCants. McCants against Ewing, gives it off to Felton. Felton against Duhan, takes him into the lane. Lost the basketball, and John Flaherty said it was last touched by McCants going out of bounds, and so it will belong to Duke. So the Blue Devils get the ball at the baseline. Inbounded, Carolina dropping back into a half-court set now. 49-46, that's Carolina's 10th turnover of the game. Third of the second half. Now Duhan working out in the midcourt area to the left side. Now gives it to Reddick on the wing. Reddick, right-handed dribble, works back toward the top of the key. Now Ewing right side. Down low it goes to Dante Jones. In the double team, spinning. Ball knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. It'll be Duke's ball at the baseline. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Mike Krzyzewski up off the bench with a call out to his offense now. Duhan will inbound off the baseline. Duhan bounce pass into Reddick. Caught it. He's open. Off the glass. No good. Rebound by Williams. Williams hands it to Felton. 49-46. That's how much respect Reddick has got. He catches it and shoots it. And you hear in the background, we're all saying, look out, look out, look out. Sanders nearly had it knocked away. Hands it off to Felton. It comes to the right wing, right in front of the Tar Heel bench. Give it to Jawad Williams. Williams backs it on Dante Jones from behind the glass. It gets fouled. Foul is on Duhan, or Dante Jones, rather, and that will be his second. It'll be the second team foul against Duke here in the final 20 minutes of play. And Williams will go to the foul line.
Jawad has proven, Woody, that he can hit that mid-range jumper, the turnaround jumper. So Duke's had to commit additional personnel to try to jam Jawad and make sure he doesn't get a clean look. And that's going to open up some opportunities for the other Tar Heels.
Jawad Williams' free throw is good. 11th best free throw shooter in the league. He's in double figures now for a fourth straight game with his 10th point. 22 times on the year overall. 50-46. Williams will have another shot coming. 3 double-doubles to this young man's credit on the year. Had only one a year ago as a rookie. Next free throw is good. That makes it 51-46. 14:25 left to play here at Chapel Hill. Final day of the regular season. One more game to come. That'll be Maryland at Virginia tonight at 8 o'clock, and a foul off the ball. Whistled by Ray Natilli, and the foul is on Jackie Manuel. And that's number 2 on the Florida sophomore, and the second team foul against Carolina. And Duke will get the ball out of bounds baseline right. Reddick is out of the Duke lineup now, and Sean Dockery has come in to replace him. Dockery will inbound off the end line for the Blue Devils. Looking as everybody scattered. Got it to Ewing. Ewing dumps it back to Sheldon Williams, and Williams couldn't miss it. Recovers and scores. Jawad Williams got knocked down on the play, and Jawad's hurt. He is holding the lower part of his midsection. The bucket by Sheldon Williams is his 14th point of the game. 51-48. Here's McCants, left side. Dockery is there. McCants backs toward the sideline. Now starts into the lane and lost the basketball, and it belongs to Carolina. Ray Natilli needed help at the baseline. John Flaherty saw it touch last going out of bounds off a Blue Devil. Felton will inbound baseline left. Felton with a play call, used a hand signal to tell his teammates what they need to run. Got it to Manuel, to Williams, now to Sanders, to Felton. Felton's got Dockery behind him. Here's McCants. 17-foot jump shot, got it blocked. And falling down, Manuel reaching in to tie it up, and a timeout called for by Duke before Manuel could cause the tie-up. And it is a 30-second timeout turned into a full. 13:46 remaining to be played here in Chapel Hill. Timeout on the floor, Carolina 51, Duke 48. And you're listening to Carolina basketball. Duke's got the ball. Carolina's man-to-man as Dockery midcourt area against Felton, trying to drive and lost the basketball. Scooped up by McCants. McCants double team backcourt, trying to get it across. He loses the ball. Duke makes a nice save right in front of the scorer's table. Dockery takes it through the top of the key, circles back out, gives it to Jones. He drives. That shot's blocked. Ball knocked away, recovered by Duhan. He gets it back to Ewing. Ewing on the left side in the corner to Dante Jones. Jones looks inside for Williams, trying to spin away. Got into the lane, puts up a scoop shot that's good. Dante Jones with 8 points, now 10. 8 of which have come here in the second half. He was 0 for 5 from the field in the first half, had only 2 free throws. 51-50, it's a 1-point game. McCants to Jawad Williams, right side, spins, turns, shoots, no good. Ball knocked outside, recovered by Ewing for Duke. Here comes Ewing on the left side for the Blue Devils, right down the lane, up off the glass, couldn't get the roll, rebounded by McCants. He protects it from Ewing, lobs it over his head to Felton. Felton comes front court on the right side now for Carolina. Felton trying to work into the lane, gives it to Manuel in the right corner. Manuel works up the sideline now, right in front of Matt Doherty at the Carolina bench. Out front to McCants, overrunning an attempted steal was Ewing. Here's Felton with a three. No good. Rattled out. Rebounded by Sheldon Williams. Williams clears it away left side. Tried to get it to Duhan, but picked up by Dockery. Dockery spins away in the lane, forces up a shot that is no good. Rebounded by Felton. Now here comes Felton, middle of the floor. Now there's a reach behind, and not a very smart foul on the part of Ewing. Daniel Ewing charged with his third personal foul and the third team foul against Duke. With that, Reddick is back in the lineup for Duke. Scott is coming in for Carolina, along with David Noel, as McCants and Williams will sit down.
Tar Heels have the lead, but Phil Ford, this is Duke's tempo.
It really is. Up and down like this, really up-tempo game. I think we need to slow it a little bit. I was going to say when Sean Dockery took that shot, a really bad shot, Coach Krzyzewski was up getting a player before the ball even hit the rim.
Here's Felton to Noel. Up top now to Scott. Scott had a notion, didn't take it, got a ball screen from Felton moving to his left side. Pushes it right back to Felton in the midcourt area between the circles. He'll give it to Scott. Scott couldn't get the shot off against Duhan. Goes low to Sanders. Sanders backs in to Scott. Now Scott coming up the left sideline. Whips it over to Felton. Felton trying to get into the lane. Shot clock inside 10. Here's Felton from 10 feet. Throws up a prayer. No good. That ball never got up around the rim, and the travel is called on Williams. That brings Coach Krzyzewski up to the edge of the coach's box. Brings Matt Doherty out on the floor because there's an official timeout coming. Clock stopped, 11:42 to play in Chapel Hill. Carolina 51, Duke 50, and this is Tar Heel basketball from Learfield Sports. Inbounding baseline, got it to Jawad Williams. Ewing was there, but Williams made the catch. To Sanders, now to Felton. Now Felton dribbling out of the double team, takes it in the lane, tried to give it back. Whistle, foul on the Blue Devils. Foul is on Chris Duhan, I believe, and if so, that will be number 2 on him. No, check it. It's on Casey Sanders, and it's his third. That's the 4th team foul to be called against the Blue Devils. Felton inbounding midcourt area to Williams. Over it goes now to Sanders. Sanders backdoor to Felton. Layup is good. Pretty. Raymond Felton now with 12 points for Carolina, 53-50. Heels back on top by 3. 11:20 to go. Duhan on the left side against Felton. Now to Reddick. Noel is there, down low, and we get a whistle, and a foul is called on Byron Sanders for using the forearms in the back, I believe, of Sheldon Williams, low post left side. Mike Wood's going to put calling for Dante Jones back in the lineup. And the foul on Sanders will be his second, and that's the 3rd team foul against Carolina here in the second half. Duke will get the ball out of bounds at the baseline. Baseline left for the Blue Devils. Duhan to make the inbounds play. Everybody scatters. He looks. Finally pushed it in. Midcourt area to Dante Jones. Here's Jones dropping it off to Duhan. Duhan tries to take it in the lane. Shoots a floater that's good. Chris Duhan gets his first basket of the second half. He's got 9, and it's 53-52 with 11 minutes to play. Felton off to Scott, left side. Now to Jawad Williams. Williams shooting over the top with Dante Jones and scoring. Jawad Williams now with 13, and it's 55-52 Carolina.
Good lesson for young players, especially perimeter players. When you catch the ball, face the basket, then you can do something with it.
Duhan, midcourt area, away to Ewing. Down low it goes to Sheldon Williams. Backs in on Sanders.
Wow.
Puts up the shot right over the top of him, and it's good.
He's strong.
16 for Sheldon Williams. 55-54. Carolina lead again. Cut to 1. Felton, midcourt area to Noel. Back on the right side to Scott against Duke's man-to-man. Jawad Williams, top of the key. Looking for Felton. Finally, and a whistle. And a foul called on the Blue Devils, I believe.
I think that was Ewing off the ball. He was grabbing hold of Felton, yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was on Daniel Ewing, and that's number 4 on the Missouri City, Texas sophomore. 5th team foul to be called against Duke here in the second half. Mike Krzyzewski's going to let him continue to play. Inbounded, baseline right, out in the midcourt area. Felton sails it out to Scott. Goes back to Felton. Felton now trying to get into the lane. Hands it off to Jawad Williams. Short jump shot, good. 8 feet away, left baseline. 57-54. Carolina by 3 at the 10-minute mark. And we get a whistle and a foul off the ball, spotted by Ray Natilli, and it's on Byron Sanders again. And Jawad Williams has gone down to the big rookie to talk with him. Foul on Sanders is his 3rd. 4th team foul, 2 of which in the second half have been called on the Gulfport, Mississippi freshman. Duke inbounding baseline left. Duhan lobs it out to Williams. Comes right side to Jones. Jones against Jawad Williams on the drive. Blocked away Sanders. Jawad Williams was there, and Sanders came up from behind out of the low post. Slapped it in the media row. Duke's basketball. 10:04 to play in the ball game. 57-54 Carolina.
A block shot is like a block punt in football. It can really energize the team that blocks it.
6th block of the game. Here's Dante Jones, and he knocks the bottom out of it. And then raises the roof here in the Smith Center, and the Carolina fans respond with a chorus of boos. 57-56. 9:50 to go. Carolina 1-point lead. Noel, jump shot. No good. Long rebound. Recovered Sanders. Got it to Felton. Now it goes low to Williams on the left side. Williams backing in. Travel with it. Got knocked off balance and walked with it. And so that turns it over to Duke, and Duke has a chance to retake the lead. That's 12 turnovers now for Carolina. Right through the center jump circle comes Duhan now. Left side to Reddick. Here's the jumper. It's good, and it's 59-57 in favor of Duke as Reddick knocks in his 4th three-pointer of the game. 9:25 to go. Felton brings it across the timeline as McCants waits at the table to get back in for the Tar Heels. Now Felton dribbling the ball, moving to the right wing now, looking down inside. Now Felton will drop it off to Scott. Long 3, good! Melvin Scott sends Carolina back on top, 60-59 with his 2nd 3 of the game. And here's the baseline drive out to Williams. Williams in the lane against Sanders. Put it up, no good. Williams trying to follow back up and scores, and we get a whistle and a foul on Byron Sanders. The basket will count by Sheldon Williams, and the foul on Sanders is his 4th and the 5th team foul against Carolina. And Williams has 8 of his 18 points now, or 8 of his 18 right in the second half.
That's a hard call for the officials, but if you let a Sheldon Williams jump into a defender like Byron Sanders, if you give Sheldon his space plus some of Byron's, then the defense has no chance.
9 double-figure efforts for this young man, 3 of his last 5. Here's the free throw. No good. Went over the top of the backboard, and it'll belong to Carolina. 61-60, Duke with a 1-point lead. 4 ticks of the clock under 9 minutes to play in Chapel Hill. Williams inbounds to Felton. Felton across the timeline. Sails a pass down to McCants. He drives, scores on the layup, and gets fouled. And McCants comes up the left side like, whoa, did you see that? And the students in the east end zone are enjoying it immensely. A lot of those folks stayed in Chapel Hill over the weekend when spring break started to be here for this game. And McCants will go to the free throw line trying to make the three-point play. McCants 9 of 12 from the field. 62-61, free throw. Good! McCants has got 19. It's the best game he's had since his 21 at Virginia. Or against Virginia here in Chapel Hill. He's had 16 a couple of times since then. 63-61, Ewing trying to get inside against Scott. Reddick, top of the key. Noel is there. Reddick starts to drive right side. Now it's off to Sheldon Williams. Back to Reddick. Reddick moving to the right. Noel trying to stay with him. Down low, and we got a whistle and a foul against Carolina called on John Clockerty. John Clockerty indicates it's on Jawad, and it's number 2 on him, and the 6th-team foul, Carolina.
Jawad was trying to do what Coach Ford said earlier. Don't let Sheldon Williams take up a position on the low blocks. Try to bump him a little bit.
Duhon inbound off the end line, baseline right, got it into Jones in the corner against McCants. Now trying to drive. Jones into the lane, puts up the shot. McCants was there. Jones recovers, lost it, recovered again. Felton is hurt. Here's Jones for the shot to send Duke into a tie at 63 all, and Felton is down on the floor.
Like Raymond got popped in the nose or mouth. There is some blood on the Smith Center floor.
Felton is down on his stomach, comes up now on his feet and stands up. And Mark Davis, the veteran Carolina trainer, wants to take a close look at him. Dante Jones, aggressive off the offensive glass, recovered his own missed shot.
Uh-oh, we got a near fight here in front of the Duke bench.
And we've got the players coming off the Duke bench and some Carolina guys shoving and pushing each other as well. And Matt Doherty got there, and so did Mike Krzyzewski. Now, Bob McKinnon, one of the Carolina assistants, is down there. Johnny Dawkins came out off the Duke bench. Officials Clockerty and Nutilli have stepped into the midst of it as well. The Duke coaches trying to calm their bench, and Matt Doherty and his assistants got down to pull McCants and Scott apart.
Now, Coach Krzyzewski is talking to Rashad McCants. This is a little odd.
Now, John Clockerty is going to walk Rashad McCants back toward the Carolina bench.
Well, this may take a while to sort out. Now we
it was Matt and
Chris Collins gave Coach Doherty a chest bump. What brought Coach Doherty down in the vicinity of the Duke bench was, of course, that he can leave the bench to check on his own player. Raymond Felton was injured in that area.
Well, Matt Doherty said something to Chris Collins, and Collins started back on Doherty, and Doherty faced up to him for a second, and then he backed off.
Well, what happened, though, fellas, too, was that one of the Duke players way down the bench, a reserve, got right up. It was Andre Buckner. He got right up into the fray there as Coach Doherty and Chris Collins were whooping at one another. Here comes Buckner in there and gives Coach Doherty a little chest bump. And Mike Krzyzewski, to his credit, was very animated and very upset, telling Buckner to get back on the bench and mind his own business.
8:17 remaining to be played. 63-63, a tie game in the 214th meeting between Duke and Carolina at the Smith Center in Chapel Hill. Well, the public address announcer, Kearney Andrews, was telling the Smith Center crowd exactly what happened here, and unfortunately we don't have the public address wired today, so we could let you hear it, but we'll try to get it sorted out for you as quickly as we can is exactly what happened.
On a technical foul for unsporting behavior on each bench, and so those will offset. There'll be no free throw shot. We'll go back to the point of interruption, which I thought Duke was going to have the ball after, it'd be Carolina's ball after the Dante Jones bucket.
So we come out of this with both teams having 17 fouls, 8:10 to play, score tied 63 all. Melvin Scott away to Manuel. Now it goes to McCants. McCants top of the key, takes it inside, 10-foot jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Sheldon Williams inside. He protects the ball, gets it away now to Duhan. Duhan brings it front court on the left side for the Blue Devils. Takes it to the wing right in front of the Blue Devil bench. Looking down low, got it to Williams. Noel is right there. Williams uses his arm to get around him, puts up the shot. No good. Rebounded down inside. Shot put up, no good by Dante Jones. And the whistle and a foul called on Carolina down inside. And the foul is on Melvin Scott, I believe, of the Tar Heels. And it'll be his second. And so the Blue Devils will go to the line, and the applause starts to mount as Raymond Felton reports to the scorer's table. Dante Jones to the foul line, where he's 2 of 3 on the day.
This is almost exactly where the game in Durham was. Free throw no good. It was 61-61 in Durham February 5th, just inside 8 minutes. Here it's tied at 63 at 7:45 to play.
Dante Jones will get another free throw. 13th best free throw shooter in the ACC. Jones arches this one up, and that one's good, and it's 64-63 in favor of Duke. 13 points now for Dante Jones, including 11 in the second half. Felton gets it across the timeline right side. Now he comes back to the left. Scott's gone to the bench now with Felton's return to the lineup. Felton working against Duhan. Now the bounce pass down inside to McCants. McCants spinning, shots up, good. Rolled it in over the left side of the rim. McCants has got 21. 65-64. Carolina on top again by a single point. Duhan brings it front court now for the Blue Devils. Puts it to Reddick. Reddick takes it into the lane. 10-foot jumper, good. No good. Front of the rim, rebounded by Felton. He rips it away from Sheldon Williams. Brings it all front court. Long outside shot, good. 68-64 on Felton's three. His first of the ball game, and he's got 15. 6:55 to play. Duhan away to Jones on the right wing. Carolina man-to-man. Duhan working, or Dante Jones working against Williams. To Ewing. To Duhan. Back to Ewing. Drives right side. Shots up. And it fell in. Daniel Ewing gets his first bucket of the second half. He's playing with 4 personals, and with that, we get a 30-second timeout called by Duke. So the clock is stopped. 6:38 remaining to be played here in Chapel Hill. Carolina 68. Duke 66, and we're going to stay right here at the Smith Center. 10 of 20 in the second half. Duke 14 of 31. Carolina with a 2-point lead in the ball. McCants on the left side to the baseline. Tried to put up the shot, and it got knocked out of bounds, and it went out off of Ewing. It'll be Carolina ball. And Rashad McCants asking John Clockerty why there wasn't a contact foul on that play. Clockerty explaining to him that they'd reached over to try to tie him up, and it knocked the ball out of bounds. Felton will inbound, baseline left, pushes it into Jawad Williams. He'll give it to Noel. Noel against Sheldon Williams. Now he wants to go to Felton, cutting into the lane. Felton leaning in, shots off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Felton, up and in! 70-66. Felton on the inbounds with his 17th point. 6:10 remaining to be played in Chapel Hill. Carolina leads by 4. Duhan down the sideline to Jones on the left. Drives baseline. Got a two-handed dunk. By the time help defense realized it needed to be there, Jones had gotten a slam dunk for his 15th point. 70-68. Manuel left side on the pass from Felton. Gives it up to Noel. Pushes it back to McCants. Starts into the lane. 10 feet away. Scores 72-68. McCants with 23.
I don't know about you guys, but I like a happy Rashad McCants.
5.5 minutes to play. Down in the corner. It goes to Ewing. Ewing against McCants. Works up the sideline on the left. Down the, whips the pass over to Duhan. Duhan looking inside for Sheldon Williams. Ewing from well out. No good. They battle for the rebound. Loose ball. Manuel makes a dive for it. Right at the sideline. It went out of bounds off Duke. It'll belong to Carolina. 5:17 to play.
Jackie Manuel doing a good job on Reddick. He's eschewing his help responsibilities to just stay on JJ.
Felton taking the inbound pass from McCants, working up the Middle of the floor. McCants coming up the left side, wants crowd noise. McCants gives it up to, or Manuel gives it up to Williams. Now back out in the middle of the floor to Felton. That goes over to McCants coming up the right side. Now McCants with a bounce pass to Noel. Fumbled it, caught it, got it to Williams. Williams dumps it down low. Got knocked out of bounds by Williams. It'll be Carolina ball at the baseline.
It's interesting now, Duke's in a zone.
Well, they showed zone, you remember, at the end of the first meeting over in Durham when they started to build the lead, forcing Carolina to a lot of perimeter shots. Noel to inbound the basketball. Got it into Jawad Williams. Out front to Manuel. Manuel on the drive into the lane. Tried to go up for the shot. Ball knocked away. Recovered by Duke. Manuel trying to get it back. Duhan comes front court with it. The double team is there, and Duke takes a timeout. The Blue Devils will be left with one timeout, the final 4:45, while Carolina has 4 remaining. But we've got a 30-second timeout called by Duke.
But you've also got Duke that is contraindicating their own defensive identity. You force Duke to go away from who they really are and who they like to be to try to throw up a possession or two of zone. So 4-point Carolina lead, 4:45 left to play in the ball game, and Duke, again, as Woody said, only one timeout. Carolina's got 4 remaining.
McCants with 23, Felton with 17, Williams with 15 lead the Tar Heels. 18 for Sheldon Williams, 15 for Dante Jones for Duke. Jones, baseline on the right side, can't get through. Now the lob pass inside to Sheldon Williams. They got a double down. Williams falling, saved it to Ewing. Out to Duhan, a long 3, no good. Long rebound taken down by Williams at the left baseline. And he knocked Noel down and got the slam dunk against Jawad Williams. Sheldon Williams now with 20 points, and it's 72-70. 4:15 remaining to be played as Felton brings it across the timeline with Carolina holding only a 2-point lead. Felton will start up from the left side. Got a ball screen from Noel right at the top of the key. Felton now dribbling to his left side. Whips it back to Manuel. Manuel out in the midcourt area will give it to Noel. Now it comes to Felton. Felton baseline into the lane. Tried to drop it off. The ball got stolen away by Reddick. Here comes Duke the other way. Reddick down the right side. Feeds Jones, rather. Here's Jones' shot. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded Jawad Williams with 3:41 to play. Gets it to Raymond Felton. Felton got into the lane, but got into a lot of traffic and lost the basketball. 3.5 minutes to play. Felton moves to the right side to set it up. Duke is in the zone now. Almost a 2-1-2 look about it. Now it goes on the wing to McCants' right side. McCants will give it right back to Felton. Felton using the screen by Williams. The bounce pass over to Manuel. Down low to McCants. McCants right back to Manuel. Out front to Felton. Over to Williams. Here's his 3. No good. And Noel tried to make the save, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll belong to Duke. And with that, we get a whistle and a timeout here at the Smith Center. 3:10 remaining to be played. Score, Carolina 72, Duke 70. You're listening to Carolina basketball.
Check the game shooting percentages. Carolina 31 of 56, 55%. Duke 29 of 65, 45%. Free throwing, fairly even. Carolina 5 of 9, Duke 8 of 12. And from three-point range, Blue Devils 4 of 20, 20%. Carolina 5 of 13, 39%. Those stats brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, reminding you can get great prizes and earn blue points by being physically active. The website remains PCBSNC.com.
Carolina's made 5 3-pointers in this game, and we remind you again that every time the Heels knock down a 3-pointer, our friends at Winn-Dixie make a charitable contribution to the UNC Children's Hospital.
You know, when Duke plays that zone, they don't play it very often, so they aren't very good at it. So it's wide open in the middle. We can definitely get the ball in the middle of the zone.
Duhan across the timeline against Felton, working left side, gets it to Reddick. Here's a long 3 that is no good. McCants with a rebound. He gets it to Felton. 2:55 to play. Felton across the timeline, right side for Carolina, 72-70. Heels lead the Blue Devils. Now it goes to Noel, knocked away by Sheldon Williams into the Tar Heel bench. It'll be Carolina ball on the right wing. McCants going over now to make the inbounds play. Matt Doherty out of his chair, steps to the right, to the edge of the coach's box now. Inbounded to Felton. Now to McCants. Now back to Felton against the Duke zone. Felton on the right side. Coming top of the circle. Dropped it off to Jawad Williams. Williams looking inside. Ball knocked away. Tried to go to Manuel. Flashing into the lane. Ball got knocked away. Duke with the ball now. Chance to tie. Maybe go up by 1. Dump down low to Sheldon Williams. spins, knocked away Noel out of bounds at the baseline. It'll belong to Duke out of bounds, baseline left. 2:26 to play, a 2-point game, 72-70. Duhan will be the guy that inbounds. It's going to be baseline right instead, says Ray Natili. Bounced it in on the inbounds play, and they roll it in. Ewing ties the score at 72-all. Off the inbounds play, that's only his third goal of the game. Felton across the timeline through the center jump circle. Working now to the left side against the zone. Now Felton down the sideline to McCants. McCants holding it high. Goes right back to Felton with it. Ewing is right there. Uses a screen set by Williams, top of the key. Now to Williams. Williams, one dribble, then the jump pass over to Felton. Goes to McCants. McCants didn't take the shot. Crowd buzzing a bit when he passed it up. Now here's Felton. Shot clock is down to 5. Back it goes to Jawad Williams. Long three. Bounce high over the top of the backboard. No good. And it'll belong to Duke with 1:47 to play.
Tar Heels looked a little tentative against that zone. Guys stationary and ball begging instead of moving sharply without the ball.
Duhan will walk at front court now for the Blue Devils. Duke trying for its 7th win in a row over Carolina. Win number 5 in a row here in the Smith Center. Duhan, or Dante Jones off the baseline. Missed the shot. Ewing with the rebound. Feeds to Duhan. We get a whistle and an offensive foul called on Duhan at the baseline. That'll be his second. And it's the 8th team foul against Duke. Carolina will get the ball out of bounds since it was a player control foul. 1:29 to play. 72-all the score.
Got to get something good.
Williams inbounds the ball to Felton. What would be good, Phil Ford?
Well, I don't know their plays, but something, a zone play into your freelance zone offense with some penetration.
Felton jumps it right back out to McCants. Long three. Good! Rashad McCants with 25.
Go back to court.
75-72. Duke brings it front court. Duhan, top of the key. Off it goes now to Ewing. Ewing with a long outside shot to tie. Misfires. Williams has got the rebound. Saves it. Taken away by Felton. Pitches it ahead to Manuel. Manuel goes into the lane. Driving. Layup is good. 77-72. Less than a minute to play. Now it's Duhan down the left side. Takes it all the way down, and we got a whistle. Was there a timeout call?
It looked like Duke was asking for a timeout.
John Clarkerty motions everybody back. John Clarkerty thought Duke had called a timeout. Now Clarkerty, trying to get things straightened out, is calling Ray Natili over.
Tar Heels had definitely stopped playing defense. Could have been an inadvertent whistle.
I believe it was. Now they're going to give the ball back to Duke on the side. An inadvertent whistle by the official, John Clarkerty. I think thinking a timeout had been called. 46.3 seconds, 33 left on the shot clock. 77-72. Ball inbounded to Ewing. Ewing using a screen by Williams out top, moves right. Here's Ewing trying to drive. Feeds it back to Duhan. Duhan backing up outside, off to Ewing. Ewing got underneath McCants. Ball slapped away out of bounds, and it went out off Noel, says Ray Natili. It'll be Duke ball, baseline right. Jawad Williams asking for the crowd to be a factor. Actually, baseline left. Duhan will inbound. Got it in to Dante Jones. Long three is good. 77-75, and now the Duke timeout is taken. That is Dante Jones' first three-pointer of the night, but he has scored 16 points in the second half of the 18 that he's knocked in for Duke. So it's a 2-point game, shot clock off, 32.1 seconds remaining here at the Smith Center.
A couple of key points here. The Tar Heels have the basketball and the lead, and 32.1 seconds remain. Those three factors combined to put Duke in defensive jeopardy. Duke cannot let Carolina dribble the game out. So the Blue Devils, Coach Ford, try to steal the inbounds pass if possible, and if not, have to look for somebody to foul. Now, on the other side of the coin, the Tar Heels will want to talk about timeouts because Carolina's got all kind of timeouts remaining. So if the thrower in doesn't see something he likes, you can call a timeout.
Now, what Duke knows, Phil, in its scouting report is that Carolina is 62% from the line last 5 minutes of ACC games.
So also you tell the inbounder he can run the baseline, and we have to get the ball inbounds to a good free throw shooter.
Jawad Williams looking, got it into Raymond Felton.
Clear out.
Felton is right there, trying to get it front court, spins away, puts it over to McCants. Now McCants will give it right back to Felton. Now we get the whistle and the foul with 24.1 seconds remaining. And the foul was called on Dockery, and that will be his third. And Felton will go to the line now with 1 and 1.
Yeah,
that's the 9th team foul against the Blue Devils.
Duke here, they're looking for possessions. They want there to be many more possessions in this game than do the Tar Heels.
Felton is a 70% free throw shooter, 0 for 1 in today's game.
Tar Heels will not occupy the lane spaces.
Here's Felton's first. Good. 78-75.
We need a defense now to take some time off the clock. You know,
Melvin Scott is in for Rashad McCants. Felton ready on the next one. Free throw. Good. 79-75. 19 points for Felton. And we got a timeout on the floor. A 30-second timeout. We're going to break 10 seconds for station identification. Carolina leads 79-75. Final 24 seconds of this 214th meeting in the Smith Center. Duke will inbound the basketball.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him roll it. There you go. Now get back.
Now Felton came down to make him pick it up. Now Duhan works down the right side. Hands it off to breaking Reddick. Reddick will dump it right back to Jones. Jones trying to get into the lane. And a foul called on Carolina. Oh, a foul called on Carolina. And I believe it was on Noel. There will be 1 and 1 coming for the Blue Devils with 16.4 seconds remaining. Foul on Noel is his fourth.
It's easier to drive a man-to-man than it is against a zone. You can get something quicker off a man-to-man than you can against a zone defense.
Dante Jones is going to the line. He is 3 of 5 in today's game.
Duke has stolen a lot of these games over the years. The Tar Heels want this game so badly. The fans do, the players. You can just feel the tension in the arena right now.
Jones ready on the first one. Senior from Trenton, New Jersey. Arches it up. Good. 79-76. He'll have another shot coming. 19 points now for Jones, who came in averaging 17 a game as the 5th leading scorer in the league. He could bring Duke within 2, and he does at 79-77. And Duke's putting in a defensive substitution right now. Dockery has come in the lineup, and Jones will go out.
They did that to stop the clock so Duke could set their defense.
Inbounded to Noel, got it right back to Williams, and he was just inbound when he caught the ball. Tried to get it to Noel, and we got a whistle and a foul called on Ewing. And he's through. That's his 5th personal foul.
I jumped in, Woody, because Jawad Williams was barely inbounds when David Noel threw that ball back.
You should have been in our booth this afternoon. I hope you've been able to interpret. I just told Phil a moment ago during the timeout. Phil, when you react, tell our audience what you're reacting to, because it's been like sitting beside the Energizer Bunny.
I got to take out more health insurance.
So that is the 5th foul on Ewing, and Dante Jones will come back. Melvin Scott's at the table waiting to get in.
Noel will be the free thrower.
9.5 seconds remaining. Noel has hit only 2 of his last 9. He is 12 of 31 at the line. Carolina gets off the lane.
Got to have 1. 2 would be lovely.
Noel ready on the first one. Good. 80-77.
He looked good on that. He didn't take much time with it.
Raymond stepped into the top of the key to slap his hand. Mike Krzyzewski is trying to tell his team what to do on the make or miss. 9.5 seconds remaining. Durham's David Noel. Ready on the next one. Good! 81-77. A 4-point game. Ball inbounded, but Carolina had called a 30-second timeout. Tar Heels will have 2 left. Duke is out of timeout. So we've got a 4-point Carolina lead. Final 10 seconds at the Smith Center.
9.5 seconds left to go. You're sort of in that soupy no man's land of do you need a 3 or a 2? But since Duke is down 2 possessions, they could take either a 3 or a 2. So I think Matt Doherty wants to talk about what Duke might do and also say, look, don't bail Duke out. Don't, for heaven's sakes, don't foul a 3-point shooter.
Exactly. The thing is, you just want to make them take some time off the clock. You want to just stay in their way. Don't give them a quick drive to the basket. But if they do drive it quick to the basket, no harm done. We can just play this thing all the way out. We can get it in, hit our free throws. But just make them take some time.
Running the baseline is Dante Jones. Got it inbounded to Duhan, coming front court. Duhan down the side, puts up an off-balance shot. That is good. And it's 81-79. Inbounded Jawad Williams to Raymond Felton, and the foul is called on Dante Jones. Boy, the Blue Devils got it down floor and got a quick bucket. 3 seconds remaining on the clock.
It's much easier to drive against a man than it is a zone.
Now you got, if Felton makes the first, I got a question for you.
Okay, here's his first one. It's on the way. Good. 82-79. And the question.
Go back to the foul thing if he misses the second one.
Yeah, I mean, would he, yeah.
That's just such a hard thing to say because, Mick, there's so much pushing and shoving going on. We've got to play that we missed the first one, hit the first one, missed the second one on purpose and play Archie.
Misses this one, rebounded by the Blue Devils. Here they come. Raymond Felton trying to get in front of him, shoots an off-balance shot. Good! Did it count? Did it count?
I don't think he got it off.
Did it count? The ball goes in. Are they going to look at the monitor? Students are flooding the floor, but I'm not sure the game's over. The officials are still on the floor.
I saw the clock go to all zeros, and I saw with my naked eye the ball still in Jones' hands.
Well, Mike Krzyzewski has acknowledged that it was late, but the officials are still on the floor. The clock makes no difference. It's when the horn went off. Ball dropped through the net. The clock was on 000, but Mick, you say you had to look at it.
Well, you're right. It is the horn. It was so loud in here, I don't think anybody could hear the horn, but you can see the red light. The red light goes off or goes on, and the horn sounds when the clock goes to all zeros. What a game. What a performance by the Tar Heels, pulling the upset over the 10th-ranked Blue Devils.
Well, the officials are leaving the floor, so it's official. Carolina has beaten Duke by an 82-79 score, snapping a 6-game Blue Devil win streak. Also stopping Duke's streak of 4 in a row in the Smith Center. And here's a quick update. If Virginia loses at home tonight at 8 o'clock to Maryland, Carolina will be the 6th seed in the ACC tournament starting on Thursday night in Greensboro. If Virginia beats Maryland tonight, then Virginia is going to be the 6th seed based on its split with Wake Forest, and Carolina will be the 7th seed in next week's ACC tournament.
The whole Duke bench really didn't even celebrate when the 3 went in. I mean, they knew, I think it was a good beat in between the horn and the shot being released.
Well, the electronic replays now in the building are showing that the clock was at 000 on top of the backboard, and the red light, there's a red light on top of the clock that's mounted at the top of the backboard, in addition to one which is on the standard right behind the basket. And I'll be honest with you, I've never seen that red light come on. I've always looked for the one right behind the basket.
You never have. You haven't needed to look for it in a while.
Great game.